Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to recap week number 3 on my Whole30 journey. I cannot believe I'm recapping week 3 already. Like, where has the time gone? It is so crazy, and this week was a very challenging but rewarding week. So let's just jump right into it. So every single week so far, I've kind of had a theme around the week of what it entails, challenges I was taking on and stuff like that. This week was the challenge of social situations. So this week I had 3 different occasions where I was challenged socially to stay compliant on Whole30. So the first one happened on Monday. Me and my brother went out to dinner and we were planning on going to this place called the Hop House, and I had my meal already picked out. They had like a chicken green bean thing, so I was like, oh, I'll just get that. That's perfect. So we get there and we walk in and we are greeted by like 5 people staring at us like we had lobsters coming out of our ears. So apparently it was a local joint where outsiders were not welcome. So we didn't feel comfortable. So we went to Olive Garden, of all places. So if you can stay compliant at Olive Garden, you can stay compliant anywhere and you can make it through Whole30. Let me tell you that right now. So that was a big challenge for me because everything at Olive Garden, they put cheese on it. Olive Garden obviously has the best Alfredo sauce. There was Alfredo everywhere. Everybody around us was eating pasta because it's Olive Garden, and that's what you go to Olive Garden for, is their pasta. But for me, no. I went there and I got their salmon with nothing on it, plain broccoli, and their salad plain, with no dressing. None of their famous dressing was on Brittany's salad. And it was so funny. The waitress was like, what is wrong with this girl? Anyway, long story short, I stayed compliant at Olive Garden. My brother was very supportive. I went into more detail about this in my vlog, so go ahead and check out my vlog from week number 3, the first vlog in my week number 3 series. Yeah, so I stayed compliant at Olive Garden, and that was like the biggest accomplishment for me. I came home and I drank my chamomile mint tea and I went to bed without a bellyache. And normally when I go to Olive Garden, I'm down for the count for the rest of the evening and can't do anything because I'm in so much pain physically from eating that food. So yeah, that was very nice to come home and not feel like crap and not wake up the next morning feeling like crap either. So that was a very big challenge. I got through it and I stayed compliant, and I was very proud of myself. The second situation came from a work event that I actually had, and there was a bunch of snacks set up at different vendor booths and stuff like that. So I obviously couldn't have any of the snacks that they were offering. Even they had like a little smoothie bar and I couldn't have it because they were putting yogurt in the smoothies and stuff like that, and I can't have any kind of dairy. So yeah, that was very challenging. I just stood there with my handful of almonds and my lemon water and was good to go. That wasn't too challenging because obviously I wasn't like surrounded by it. It was like you walk up to booths, so like I did the smart thing and just didn't go up to those booths. I did end up getting some free samples for some beauty stuff, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, that one wasn't too challenging, but again, it's still a social situation. And then the third challenge and the biggest challenge that I faced in week number 3 was when I went home at the end of week 3 for that weekend, and I went to an event with my boyfriend and 2 of our friends. This event was all you can eat and all you can drink. I could not eat or drink anything in that place. That was a very big challenge. Now, I was designated the DD because obviously I couldn't drink a lick of alcohol, so I drank a lot of water that day, so that helped, and I packed a lot of snacks. Like, I packed celery and guac, cucumber and guac, berries, Lara bars, banana and almond butter. Like, I was packed full. I had a whole tote bag full of Whole30 compliant snacks. I was like, is that Mary Poppins who like keeps pulling things out of her purse? Yeah, that was me. So I'm sitting there at our table with my water and my berries, and here comes my boyfriend and our friends walking back, and they're like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's not your fault, like, this is my choice. But they come walking back with hamburgers and hot dogs and baked beans and mac and cheese, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what am I doing? Like, but I stayed compliant, I stayed strong, but that was very challenging. So I also went home that weekend because one of my very best friends, we've been friends for ever since middle school, like the beginning of middle school, she moved down to Florida. So I went home obviously to see her one last time before she made her big move to Florida, and we took her out that evening. And you know, normally when you take people out, there's, you know, woo. Yeah, no, that wasn't me. I had water the entire evening and I bought her drinks, and I was probably the only sober one in that bar, but I thrived. And again, I went home and I felt great, and I woke up the next morning and I felt great and I felt productive and my energy levels didn't dip, and so that was good for me. So that weekend was a very big challenge, but it was also very, very rewarding because it made me learn that I don't need to eat food and I don't need to drink alcohol to have fun. I could be a fun person without that kind of stuff. So that was a very, very big accomplishment for me, and I'm very, very proud of myself for tackling that. And then after that, kind of smooth sailing from here, I feel, because I was able to get through that and tackle all you can eat, all you can drink, and I couldn't have any of it, and it was all around me. So yeah, that was very, very, very good shift during that week. So on top of all of that, I also noticed a shift in my cravings. So my cravings only really came around when I was around that stuff. So I didn't get cravings on my own. Like, I wasn't here laying in bed like, oh my god, I want pizza. I didn't need it, and I was feeling fuller after all of my snacks and all of my meals that I had for the days during that week. So that was really good that I wasn't, craving as much as I had been before. So this leads me right into energy. So week 3, there was a huge shift in my energy. It was awesome. I was so energetic throughout the days. Towards the end of week 3, I made a commitment to myself to not snooze my alarm and wake up right when my alarm goes off at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I got into a really bad habit of snoozing up until like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then I would wake up and I wouldn't have time to do any meal prep, and I wouldn't have time to, just have time for myself in the morning. So I made that a commitment that when my alarm went off, I would just get up out of bed and just start my day off. So I started doing that towards the end of the week, and my energy shift was so awesome. I just felt so energetic every morning. I just felt so motivated to just stay compliant every single day, and that's something that I never felt before with any other diet or lifestyle that I've tried. And believe me, I've tried so many. I would go a week and I would, at the beginning of the week be like, yeah, I got this, and then towards the end of the week it was just not maintainable for me. So yeah, that was really awesome, seeing that shift in my energy, and it really transferred over to my work. I just, with my clients and coworkers and everything, like, I just felt so much clearer in my mind when I was asked a question, and yeah, it was really, really awesome. So not only is it affecting me, in my body, in my personal life, but also in my work life too, that these changes that I'm seeing are helping me there as well. I think I've finally come into the tiger's blood stage. So if you're familiar with Whole30, the stage that you're trying to get to is called tiger's blood, which is where you have a lot of energy, and which is where your body starts to thrive off of the good whole foods that you're putting into it, and not the sugar and the whatever else that they're putting in our foods. So yeah, my tiger's blood is definitely creeping up into my veins, and I'm very, very excited to see how that's going to expand for the last week and even then on into my life. So going into sleep, week number 3, my sleep quality also improved so much. So I touched on this a little bit in the first video, my first recap video, that I always struggled with waking up in the middle of the night. I would wake up 2 to 3 times every single night, always on cue at like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, and I would wake up so lethargic, and that's why I would snooze my alarm so much, and then snoozing your alarm just makes you more lethargic, and blah, 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 whatever. But anyway, I struggled with waking up during the night and just not getting good night's sleeps, and I would wake up and just blah. So I actually have been using this app. It's called Pillow, and I've been using it for probably almost a year now, more so off and on, like not consistently throughout a year, but I have been using it a lot recently, and now, especially through my Whole30, I've been using it just to kind of track my sleep. And at the beginning of Whole30, so my sleep quality was anywhere from like 50 to 60% on a scale of 100%, which is like perfect sleep. So I was like pretty poor in my sleep patterns, or my sleep quality. But then January 31st, and I would show you, but I'm filming on my phone right now. January 31st, I logged my best sleep thus far using Pillow. It was an 87% quality sleep. So what it does is it kind of like monitors, I believe, like your breathing patterns and stuff, and it's able to tell you if you're awake, if you're in light sleep, deep sleep, or REM sleep. And it shows you in different colors, like throughout the night, what times during the night, where you are in each sleeping pattern. And I saw like that sleep, my time awake was like so small. As soon as I was like in bed, I fell asleep, and throughout the night I stayed asleep, and I cycled in through light sleep, deep sleep, and then towards the end of the night, light sleep, deep sleep, and then REM sleep, and then I woke up. Like I slept throughout the entire night, and I haven't seen that on Pillow in I don't know how long. Like it's been a very, very long time. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen that good of a sleep tracked on my Pillow app. So that was just really, really cool to see, and I'm excited to keep tracking that. So that's another thing. If you're somebody who struggles with staying asleep, falling asleep, stuff like that, and that's a non-scale victory that you're kind of looking to improve throughout Whole30, get an app like Pillow and just kind of track it and see the changes that it makes to your sleeping patterns. Not only physically, things that you can see going on in your body, but things that you can't really see, and you kind of have to track it that way. So yeah, if you're somebody like me who definitely struggles with waking up in the middle of the night, download an app like that, and it'll be pretty cool to see your shifts in your sleeping patterns and how much your sleep quality improves. So a big lifestyle shift for me this week obviously was the challenges that I faced going out to eat and stuff. If that was the Brittany a month ago, I went to Olive Garden, I would have gotten an appetizer, I would have gotten the Alfredo smothered dish, and probably a dessert. And, you know, at that event that I went to, I probably would have eaten so much food and probably drank as much as my body could have handled. And same thing, like going out with my best friend, I probably would have just, you know, done the same thing and gone to Sheets afterwards, and you know you know what I'm talking about. But obviously I didn't do any of that, and that was just a big lifestyle change for me, because like I said, a month ago I 100% would have done all that. That was me in college, that was me throughout the summer. So yeah, and I would wake up feeling like absolute crap, not just from drinking the alcohol, but from eating the foods that I know are gonna hurt my stomach, but I did it anyway because I was like, I don't care. Another lifestyle change that I had, so when I go home and visit, we always have like family game nights, or just a night where I just hang out with my family because I don't get to see them that often. And those are my favorite kind of nights, just spending time with my family and just playing board games and just being goofy and silly. And when we do that, my mom would pull out the chips, and my dad would pull out the Oreos, and my sister would pop the popcorn, and my dad would pull out the Sam Adams cream stout, and me and my mom would crack open a bottle of wine. And I obviously could not do any of that, but my mom still pulled out the chips, and my dad still pulled out the Oreos, and my sister still popped the popcorn. My mom popped open that bottle of wine, and my dad grabbed his Sam Adams cream stout, and I grabbed my mint chamomile tea and a handful of almonds. And so that was just a very big lifestyle shift for me, because normally when we do that, I would have been like, well, I'm home, I'm like on a little mini vacation from, you know, life. I'm visiting my parents' house in my hometown, like I'm gonna eat whatever I want. But obviously I couldn't, because I mean I could have, but I didn't want to. And I stayed compliant. And again, that was just a big shift for me, because a month ago I would have probably drank the whole bottle of wine with my mother, and I would have eaten all of the popcorn and eaten probably a whole row of Oreos, because Oreos are delicious. So yeah, that was just a big lifestyle change for me, not being able to do that with my family. But again, I woke up the next day and I felt so good. Like I didn't feel crappy or anything. So big changes, but it's definitely rewarding ones, and ones that I'm not afraid or upset to make. So last but not least, touching on bodily changes a little bit. So I didn't really notice much bodily changes, and because you're not supposed to weigh yourself, and because you don't take pictures or measurements throughout the 30 days, it's kind of hard to track, you know, like inches or how you look or anything like that. And I'm not really trying to track that anyway. Obviously I want some of that stuff to happen, but I'm more so focused on the shifts in my lifestyle. So one major shift that I noticed was just my attitude shift towards everything. Like just waking up in the morning and just my day-to-day tasks, just being so motivated to just do them and just get them out of the way and be productive, and just my mental clarity in my jobs. And it was just like something I've never felt before. I'm just feeling a motivation and a sense of inspiration that again, I've never felt it before, and I'm just so excited. And now that I have it, I don't want to lose it. So I'm just motivated to stay compliant and just keep trucking along and seeing how much better it can get going into the last week and going into my reintroduction phase. And then once the reintroduction phase is over, just carrying it out for the rest of my life. One bodily change I did notice and I wasn't too happy about, again, it's more mental rather than physical, but on Saturday I was so irritable. And I know it's because I was putting myself in a situation where I could possibly fail Whole30, and you know, it was dangerous to Whole30. So I do struggle with an anxiety disorder, and things like that set my anxiety through the roof, because as I've learned with going to therapy and, you know, just kind of tackling with it over the years, anxiety is obviously, it's not fun, but like anxiety, that response is just protective of you. It's just your brain, your anxiety brain, just trying to protect you. And even though it's just like the slightest little things, it's like, ah! So when I'm putting myself in situations that can put me at risk, my anxiety is like, so I know that's why, but it's just frustrating because I don't want to feel that way, but like I can't really help feeling that way. I'm still working on it. So yeah, just not being able to eat those foods and stuff, it made me very irritable knowing that I can't go there and have as much fun and like drink and eat the food and stuff. So that was a shift that I'm trying to work on, and I think will come with practice, just, you know, teaching myself and being in those situations and knowing that if I don't want to eat it, I don't have to eat it, and kind of training my anxiety brain in that way as well. Two things I did notice physically though was my skin improved a little bit as well. I did have kind of like a crazy breakout on my chin at like the end of week number 3, but overall, like the texture has been feeling so much better around my face. And I mentioned this several times, I struggle with hormonal acne on my chin, so sometimes it's out of my control with the breakouts and stuff. So I'm hoping that, you know, throughout the last week and into the reintroduction phase and on into life, I can kind of control it more with just putting better foods in my body. But another thing I noticed is my nails. So me and my mom both have very brittle nails, and she gets her nails done, but like I ain't got the money for that yet. So I just always leave my nails natural. And also my job, like there's no way that I could have my nails done all of the time because I train people and I am also a group fitness instructor, and I like to work out a lot and I like to do boxing, and like it's just, yeah, it's not good for nails. So I leave my nails natural, but normally they just like break and chip, and they get to a certain point where they're just like, you know, they're looking good, they have a little bit of white, and then they break because they're so brittle. But if you can kind of see, I have white tips and they're still there and they feel stronger. Bodily changes, definitely had some irritability, and it definitely sparked up my anxiety a little bit with being thrown into those social situations. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna learn from that. My attitude shift has been amazing, and then my skin and my nails. So 3 meals that I really enjoyed this week. The first one is a buffalo chicken stuffed potato. So all I did was baked a potato, and I poached 3 chicken breasts and I shredded it up, and then I made a little buffalo chicken stuffing. I put the chicken and some of my homemade mayo, some of the Tessemae's buffalo sauce, cucumber and celery, and then some spices, mixed it all together and stuffed it inside of a potato, and that was so delicious. Another meal that was so good was my zucchini noodle bolognese. So I got zucchini noodles from Fresh Time Market. You can get them anywhere. They're just like spiralized zucchinis. They're a little more on the expensive side when you buy them spiralized already. So I think next time I'm going to utilize my own spiralizer. And then I got fresh ground turkey, and I put that in a pan, brown that up, and then I put in zucchini, squash, red onion, some greens, and then some other vegetables, and I put that all in a pasta sauce and put it over top of the zucchini noodles, and put some nutritional yeast on the top for kind of like a cheesy flavor. That was so good. Like I really enjoyed that, and it made me so full. for the rest of the evening. I didn't need to snack on anything, so that was really, really delicious. My third recipe I want to share with you is not so much a recipe, it's just kind of something that I threw together, and it was really, really quick and simple, but so delicious and so filling. So I grilled up a salmon fillet, and I put it over top of greens. The greens I seasoned with olive oil, salt, pepper, and lemon. And then on the side, I took my leftover pasta sauce from my spaghetti bolognese, or my zoodle bolognese, and I put in the zucchini and squash and like other vegetables, and just kind of had that on the side. So that was kind of a way that I threw together like just my leftovers that I had, and it was so good and so filling. My motivation this week definitely came from the shift in my energy. I'm telling you guys, like it is just insane. People have been asking me how my Whole30 has been going, and I've just been telling them that it's honestly been going so well. The sole reason being my energy shifts, just wanting to wake up and wanting to be productive and wanting to get my daily tasks done. It's just something I've just never ever felt before, and I'm so excited to document and share that on the upcoming week, and again into the rest of my life. And I cannot wait to have these 30 days over with. Not over with, but like I'm so ready to take on the challenge of incorporating everything I've learned in these 30 days and applying it to my outside life. So yeah, that is everything I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy my videos, I would really appreciate you subscribing to my channel, because once this is over, I'm going to continue documenting my journey, because my journey is only just beginning. I'm learning so much here, and I can't wait to just take that into everyday life and not have a complete rule book to follow by, but kind of create my own rule book for my own life and my own lifestyle. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot to me. Feel free to share around my videos, and feel free just to share around the Whole30 philosophy, because the whole philosophy behind it is kind of what, you know, drew me into it. Not so much focusing on any one thing other than just feeling good in your own skin. So yeah, that's everything I have for you today. Look out for week number 4 vlogs coming at ya. I have a feeling it is going to be a very, very good week. So that's all I have for you guys. I will chat with you in my upcoming videos. Bye.